Hello, I would like to talk about one thing briefly that I think gets really mixed up in the minds of many people. Many, which Ron Paul has pointed out several times, many times, many people divide ideologically economic freedom and social freedom. They treat them as two separate things, and this is very, very far from the truth. An instance that I can give you that shows the way people think is that take it from a Democrat's perspective. They feel very philanthropic. They want to give people's money, to groups that they feel, are in need. Basically, that's what the Democrats would like to do. Okay. So they feel like a person should give up economic freedom in order to promote social freedom. But however, the two are exactly the same, and if you take one, you take both. And let me put it to you this way. Imagine that the income tax was raised to 95%, and you had to live off 5% of your income. Say you had just enough money to barely, live extremely meagerly, really good things to brag about or anything like that. Just enough to live. So at that time, if you're being taxed at a rate of 95%, you're a slave. You're only being allowed the means to eat, and to have a roof over your head, and the rest of your time you're working. And 95% of that time is only beneficial to the government. So at that point, if you're being taxed at 95%, you're a slave to the government. Okay. So whenever government begins taking on unnecessary functions, as it often does, and very inefficiently, I must say. Whenever government takes on those extra roles, and they have to tax you for it, they have to raise revenue. So when they tax you for it, then that amount of your time at work that you had to pay them in taxes for them to do that particular action, you were a slave to them. So if 30% of your time at work is given to the government, then 30% of every week you're a slave to the government. So the government is a very offensive thing. And if it goes beyond its unnecessary functions, which in our case, those functions were clearly outlined in the Constitution, and the government was limited. The Constitution established a limited government that said the government is not allowed to perform functions outside of these things. That's the whole idea of a limited government. So whenever a government is allowed to go outside of its necessary functions, then any of the money that it takes to do that, you're in servitude for. So think about it. And a lot of these people, they get your money, like whenever they had the bailouts and they gave it to all these big companies. A lot of these people you don't even like. You've never met a lot of these people. A lot of these people could be good people. A lot of these people could be bad people. A lot of these people could be whoever. You don't know them. So why should you be forced to give money to them? Anyways, have a good day.